An interim increase in income for domestic workers has been launched. This will set a guide for employers on how much they should be paying their domestic workers. For more on this, I'm joined by the Assistant General Secretary of the South African Domestic Service and Allied Workers Union, Eunice Dladla. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News this evening. How much should domestic workers be getting paid?
Domestic workers, as they are getting increases every end of the year. So the Department of Labour has did it. It's 2,669 rands a month.
But that's less than minimum wage.
It is not. We're still really disappointed about it. We're not happy at all.
So what do you do with this unhappiness, and how do you engage with the department and other role players on this issue?
We tried more than once to talk to Department of Labour, and I think the best thing to do now, we need to do more campaigns, try to talk to Department of Labour about us, because really domestic workers are the last to be seen or to be heard about their lament. They keep on crying, but no one is listening to domestic workers.
Let's talk about some of those laments. What are domestic workers' issues according to you and your organization?
Number one is this one, the money, minimum wage. And the other one, the ill treatment by the employers, the unfair dismissal by employers. It's more than too much. It's a lot what the employers are doing to workers. We're trying our best to talk to the Department of Labour. Maybe it needs to be the law enforcement that really a worker needs to get this. Because now the employers just say, not in my property. Yes, you can go and ask that from your government, not in my property. And no one is doing anything. It's only us as the union. We need Department of Labour to put down the law that this is what must happen. Yes, it's there in black and white, but it doesn't work. Really, Labour needs to do something else. As I said, the law enforcement is needed for domestic workers.
Do you engage with other unions to try and either get ideas or help in lobbying for better conditions for domestic workers in South Africa?
Yes, we do. We do engage with other unions and COSATU. They do assist us a lot. We march together, we do the campaigns together, but really still quiet. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe workers are not doing the way the employers want them to do, or maybe it's just a denial of employers. Really, it's very sad. It's more than sad.
So how would you want to engage with people who are employing domestic workers and who are perpetuating this ill treatment of people and this low wages and the issues that you're complaining about?
Unfortunately, they don't want to come if maybe we call them in the meetings so that we can discuss this thing together. Maybe they can tell us what is their problem. Maybe it's workers' problem. But because they don't want to come forward to talk about it, we need really a dialogue about this together with the employers. We're not monsters, we're just unions. We're human beings like any other people. So please, employers, come forward. Let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm. You've spoken about the frustration you feel when you're engaging with the Department of Labour. We also know that there was a domestic workers skills development project that was launched, and it was financed by the Department of Labour. It wanted to train around 30,000 domestic workers. Do you know about that project, and how successful was that?
Although I didn't hear exactly the question, but I think really there are more than, you said 30,000. It's more than that, comrade. The workers, most of workers are underpaid. Most of workers, this said 2,600, it's only 10 out of 1,000 who are getting this money. What about the national minimum wage? We're not even seeing it. I don't think, what can I say? They don't count us on such things. But workers, domestic workers, are very hard workers. They're doing, their job is not seen. Maybe I don't know what is happening about domestic workers. We've been crying for more than 5 to 10 years about this, but no one is listening to us. It falls on deaf ears, and if they are giving us something, they just give us a drop on the ocean. They don't care about domestic workers. Which domestic workers are the ones who are taking care of their houses, of their children, of everything, even their animals at home. Domestic workers are taking care of it. Even their houses, when they go away, domestic workers are securities. But when it comes to the payment, domestic workers are getting paid nothing.
Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Eunice Dadla speaking to us there on the salaries and plight of domestic workers.